I have always spoken to my son as if he was a human being. People, I feel a lot of times with children, underestimate their intelligence, underestimate their ability to truly be able to process information. What we don't understand, because we've gone through this already we've gone through our childhood, and now as adults you get to make choices, but the way you react to them a lot of time comes from how you were taught to react to things. So you get to a point in your adulthood, hopefully, where you choose how you're going to react to things. Mm-hmm. And children learn that from what they see. So for me, it was always very big. I was very big on making sure that I explained everything to him fully, so that he could always have the ability to have all the information at hand in order to process. My son was 3 when this happened, so it had to be age appropriate. It had to be something that he understood. So boo-boos made sense for cancer. And all the surgery sites, and things like that. Because he understood personally that boo-boos were something that he didn't feel good about. They brought him some sort of physical pain, and he wouldn't want someone to press on them or do things like that. Other than that, there wasn't much more he was going to be able to understand. Now that he's 7, it's a little bit easier for him to understand. And by now we've already given him a way to understand that having an illness like this makes it difficult, not just for the person going through it, but the people in the family. The people who are worried or concerned about their loved one and wanting to make sure that they have as much time with that person as possible. So that's what we're starting to get at, is getting him to understand that my absence in his life is not a choice that I'm making for me. It's a choice that I have to make me a person that hopefully will be able to come back into his life full force. Mm-hmm. And that the day-to-day of that is something that he doesn't need to be exposed to, because he has a lot of living to do as a child that shouldn't be affected negatively by my day-to-day. Me having to cope with not having him in my day-to-day is a total different monster. But I've learned that because he is learning about life and emotion, that if I can tell him about the happiness that I'm having throughout the day that's helping me to get through him not being by my side, that we can kind of learn about it together and we can experience that joy. And then in the moments where we are together, they mean so much more because of the fact that we get to experience those firsthand, and we don't have to wait until FaceTime to tell each other about them. Mm-hmm. So those times are extremely precious, and I am extremely fortunate to have any of those that I can. And that's what I look forward to the most. When's the next time I get to see him? When's the next time I get to wake up next to him in the hotel room, because I used to share a bedroom with him when he lived with me. When's the next time that I get to give him a hug and a kiss goodnight? Those are things that I think a lot of people take for granted. And people from the outside that see what happens in my life, a lot of them are very, very quick to say, I don't know how you cope with it and things like that. And it's like, I do what I can, but at the same time, for me, it's important for me to be a model for people to understand that they really just have to appreciate every single thing, because you don't have control over most things in life. And even the things that you think that you do, you definitely don't.